Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jam Track Review. It is May 2nd, 2024, and we have a brand new selection of songs, 8 songs coming to Fortnite Festival tonight. So first, I want to talk about the 2 that are making their return from the first festival pass for Fortnite Festival, and then I'll talk about the new ones. So, starting with Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. This track, originally when I talked about it before, I mentioned how this was earnable through the first festival pass for Fortnite Festival, and now available starting tonight in the item shop. It is going to be available once more, and you can purchase it for V-Bucks this time. It is hardest on vocals, and I will always stand by this one being a really enjoyable track to play, mainly due to how much it was charted for the vocals track itself. Every little thing is in this chart. It makes the vocals portion of it very fun, and also quite a nice time if you're bored and just want to have a chill jam session, you know. I will say vocals is the most enjoyable, though, out of all the possible track options. The others are just a little bit too repetitive for my taste. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Yet another track returning from Season 1 opening night, the first festival pass. This is also now available in the item shop starting tonight, and as I said, this one before is super fun. The hardest track for this one is spread across 3 instruments: vocals, drums, and guitar. None of them are difficult. All of them stretch across about 3-star difficulty, which is nothing compared to the most of the early tracks alongside this one. For me, I've always loved the guitar version of this song the most. It's the most enjoyable for me by a long shot because it's just a nice mix of hold notes, spread out notes, and it's even got a small, fast hold and let go note section towards the end. It's super fun, and I think that if you're getting into easier tracks to play for Fortnite Festival, do this one. It's totally worth it. Now let's start talking about some of the new songs. Creatures in Heaven by Glass Animals. This song is the hardest on lead guitar and drums. Now this is the first and who knows, maybe only song I will ever say this for, but this song might actually be more enjoyable to me on a lower difficulty than it is on the harder difficulties. Lead guitar and drums are both charted pretty well, but I think personally my opinion for this is that vocals might be the most enjoyable chart for me. Also kind of going from hearing Heat Waves, which is also in Fortnite Festival, and now this new song by Glass Animals, I think this one's probably a much better option to play in Festival. So definitely go give this one a shot for sure, but personally, I would prefer vocals on this one. This Is How We Do It by Montell Jordan. This song is harder on vocals, and I gotta say, you guys need to check this one out. This is a hugely nostalgic song, and to have this in Fortnite Festival for me is awesome. The vocals are charted perfectly. Every little change in the harmony is picked up, making the notes fast and spread out a ton throughout the song. Plus, it's a nice break in between for the This Is How We Do It section of the song. It's fast throughout basically the entire song. So do expect that going into the song for vocals tracks. All the other stuff, though, fairly easy. Drums are repetitive. I don't really care for that too much. Guitar is pretty easy. Bass is pretty easy. So vocals, for me, I felt was the better option because I like it when there's a challenge with these types of songs, so vocals is definitely the best option if you want a challenge as well. Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. This song is hardest on drums, but it's also insanely fun on lead guitar. Drums are definitely the hardest for sure, especially earlier sections of the song and some towards the middle of the song as well. But the guitar is just so nice to play. Being repetitive for this song was a given with drums, but I feel like for me, I enjoy this the most because I really like when drums are spread around and have a lot of thinking involved in doing it properly. And this song does that very well. Also, come on, there's a section at the end of the song that's really cool and super challenging to play on drums. If you're on expert mode, especially on a controller, whoa. This particular song, I highly recommend. Maybe not more than Breed by Nirvana, though. That one is perfection. Speaking of, let's talk about that. Breed by Nirvana. This song is hardest on lead guitar. This one is insanely cool. You're looking at a jam track here with a super fast guitar section, and it's charted so well. The best way I can describe how much fun this song was for me is that I just could not stop smiling. I gotta stop saying I like every jam track sometimes, but this is so good. It's hard to properly review stuff and give any sort of bad criticism, I guess, because I really don't think there is any. And I think for me, that's what I like the most about these. But holy crap, this is so fun to play. Think of like Lagoon music from SpongeBob. I know that's like a really weird correlation, but that kind of sped up guitar is just exactly what this song is. Yes, you will be doing a lot of similar note playing as most of the track is repetitive. However, the fast pacing of the song for this made it so much more enjoyable for me. Also, the drums may not be the hardest track, but I have to mention how good the drum chart is too. And that one is also, you know, it's kind of challenging in a way. It's very fast towards the beginning, has a few repetitive parts as well, as you know, and like I said, as most drum tracks do. But wow, Nirvana in Fortnite, especially at this capacity, and this one being chosen for Nirvana's debut in Fortnite, yeah, it's worth. It's 100% worth. This is probably the only jam track that I'm actually going to get. Also, one last thing to mention, the song for guitar is also like really heightened in difficulty on Pro Lead. And there's also another section at the end of this song that gets really fast on all the other ones. But Pro Lead specifically for this is a nightmare. I'm just warning you now. You have to be really good at playing Pro Lead, otherwise this is not going to be possible. But Expert is definitely doable, just maybe not on a controller if you're like me. Alright, enough about Nirvana. Let's talk about the next new song. Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You by Kelly Clarkson. This song is harder on vocals, lead guitar, and bass. And I have to say one thing, this is the first song in a long time that I think is just about similar difficulty across all of the hardest tracks. Would I consider this very difficult? Not by any means. It's also quite nostalgic in a way to be hearing this song after so long, but then again, I'm not really much of a fan of Kelly Clarkson music as a whole. But hey, seeing this in Fortnite's quite interesting for sure. I mean, yeah, vocals are great, bass is interesting, so was lead guitar, but I think vocals for me was the better track in my opinion. And let's be honest here, I think it's safe to say a lot of songs nowadays in Fortnite Festival have strong suits with which charts are more enjoyable. Vocals is that for me for this particular song. I can see guitar being some for others, especially if you like faster pacing, but I would personally recommend vocals. And last but not least, Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul. This song is harder on vocals. Yep, I can say here it's on par with rap songs that are slightly slower than normal. Vocals are charted to have every bit of the vocals added, both Sean Paul in the background vocals, Sia in the foreground vocals. They're included in ways that make this a much faster track to play than normal ones. So if you do like faster paced vocal tracks, this one's pretty cool to try. Personally though, I don't know if I'm as interested in this type of music or even this particular track as a whole, so I can't really see myself playing this one often. But if you're really into this song and you really do want to give it a shot, I'm not saying by any means that you should just give this up at all. It's definitely still at least worth giving it a shot. I do think it's a nice chill and probably easier one to play on other instruments, but vocals, you're definitely looking at a little bit higher of a difficulty spike. But yeah, that's everything for this brand new section of Fortnite Festival songs. They all come out in the Fortnite item shop tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is going to be 8 total songs, 500 V-Bucks each. So if you want to use my supporter creator code when purchasing any of these in the Fortnite item shop, my code is here on screen. And stay tuned for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to have a huge video coming out on how to complete the Star Wars quests, because we have a huge update. We have a huge update coming out tomorrow with a ton of Star Wars stuff. If you want to see more about that, I have a video here that you'll see on screen that'll link you to me talking about everything that we're going to get tomorrow. But I got to do a guide tomorrow to help you guys out with getting some stuff, because there's a lot to do. That's all for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next week, where I'm going to review another song coming out tomorrow. It's Cantina Band by John Williams and the orchestra behind Star Wars: A New Hope. That's going to be great. So I'll see you next week when we talk about that.